Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you a complete strategy of how to use a WebSocket. I will show you the practical example. It's going to be a complete strategy and it's a very basic strategy. The idea is that you should learn how to use WebSocket in a strategy. So what I'm trying to do here is I have a symbol. So this is the symbol for which I want to get the data for, and let us say I want to put an upper level. So I have an upper level of, let's say, 717. What I want to do is that if this upper level is broken, I want to buy the stock. And how much I want, let's say I want to buy one quantity, and I can put my stop loss and target also, and whether I want to go for a real trading or not. So I have put another variable called real trade equal to true. So this is my very simple strategy. Now again, for us to do this, we will have to keep getting the value of the SBIN, and for that we will be using the WebSocket. So that is the general use of how we will be getting the WebSocket data. Let me go to the code. So here, this is where I'm reading the access token, the client ID, creating my fires model. This is a live data, so I've created a dictionary. A dictionary essentially will give us the data, the updated data of SBIN after every second. So this is, I've just made it a placeholder right now. And then we have the on message, the on order, the on trade, all those different functions which we spoke about in the previous video. So I've added all those functions, and in the on open function, I have added the symbol which I will be subscribing, which is my symbol, which is my SBIN here. So this is the symbol that I'm subscribing, and then I'm again telling to keep running the WebSocket. And finally, we have the on open order WS also. So in case we want to print out all the orders, so I'm also I have this separate function on open order function, and then I'm finally going to call all these functions. So this is the part where I'm calling making the instance of the WebSocket, and this is the one where I'm making the instance of the order socket. So this is very straightforward, which we already discussed in the previous video. But now let us try to understand that how are we actually going to run all these together. So if you see here, once we have got the subscription done, so once we have done the subscription, we are running the data socket also. So we are making sure that our data socket is also running, and this is where it will call the strategy function. So once it gets open, it will call the strategy function here. So let us now see what is the strategy function. So this is where the strategy function gets called. That means as soon as the WebSocket is opened, it will call the strategy function. So let's just go into the strategy function. In the strategy function, this is an infinite loop, because while equal to true, that means it's an infinite loop. And what it is trying to get is, it is trying to get this live data of symbol, whether that is above the upper level. If you remember, upper level is a variable that we had mentioned right at the top. Now what is this live underscore data symbol? If you see in on message, what I've done here is that rather than just printing the message which has my LTP, I am saving that LTP. So this is where I'm saving the LTP from this message into a dictionary, which is my live underscore data. So essentially what is happening is, in my on message function, I am getting the value of my SBIN and I'm saving it in a separate dictionary, which is my live data dictionary, because then I can use this anywhere later. So this is how I'm able to get this as a variable. So now that I've got my data, the live data as a variable, I can play around with it. So this is essentially my LTP. And what I'm checking is, if my LTP is above the upper level, that means I want to go for the buying trade. So that is what I'm printing here, that I'm going to go for my long entry, and then I'm going to call another function called long entry. Otherwise, it will just print the what is the current price, and it will wait for 1 second, and this will keep going on and on and on. So essentially the def strategy will keep running forever. But as soon as my upper level is broken, it will also call another function called long entry. So let us now go into this long entry function. you will notice in the long entry function, that means my entry has been done. I am getting the current price as my entry price. So I'm, whatever is the current price, I'm saving that as another variable called entry price. I am creating my another dictionary to place the trade, and I'm actually placing the order. So this is where I'm placing the order by using fires.place order. Once I have placed the order, I'm also checking whether the order got placed or not. Maybe it did not get placed, maybe of any other reason, maybe I did not have the margin. And based on that, if my order did get placed, I am making order placed equal to true. So that is my variable which will tell me whether I am in the trade or not. And once I am in the trade, then I just have to keep checking whether my status has updated or not. That means initially the status is open. If the status, if the LTP is less than the entry price minus the stop loss, that means my stop loss is hit. So it will say my stop loss is hit, and it will put the exit price as my live data only. So it will directly put whatever is my exit price, and it will make the status as closed. Please note that I'm not taking the second trade here. Just to show you an example, I'm only taking the first entry. I'm not taking the second entry, so that you know how the code is running. So this is where I'm checking for the stop loss being hit. This is where I'm checking for the target is being hit. So basically checking for the LTP, if that is greater than the entry price plus target price, then I'm writing target is hit, and I'm again making status equal to closed. If either of these two happens, you will notice that since this is a while loop, infinite loop, it will come here in the close, and I will put my final PNL is exit price, whatever was my exit price minus the entry price, multiplied by the quantity. So I will get my final PNL, and it will break. That means it will come out of this loop. And finally, the final else is, that means my stop loss and target both is not hit, and it will just tell me what is my current PNL, what is my current price, what is the current LTP, what is the stop loss, what is the target. So I'm just printing it out, and it will keep running on and on and on. So let us now try to run the code. Before I run the code, let's quickly check what is the price of SBIN. So the price of SBIN is around 763 or 764. So let's make it 765 here, and let's run the code. So I've started to run the code now. So it got subscribed correctly. It is starting to give us the price. It is telling us the current price is 763.95.85. And how is it able to print it? Because if you see here, this is where it is printing it, because I'm still not in my trade. So this is what it is doing. This is live data of symbol, that is the LTP, which is 763.95, and it is printing it here. Now it is also checking whether that is above my upper level. Since my upper level is 765 and which is not yet breached, it is not able to go for the entry. So let me do something. I'm going to change this to 764, hoping that it will break that, and so that we can see a live trade being happening or not. So I'm again running the code with 764 now. Let us see when it takes the entry. Okay, it has already taken the entry because the price is currently at 764. So it would have gone above 764.05. So it has taken the entry. We can check it here also. You can see that the trade was triggered here. So this was a trade because it was above 764. And now you can see it is in the second while loop, which is in the long entry function. So it is stuck in this while loop, and it is printing out what is the current PNL, what is the current LTP, what is the stop loss, and what is the target. So again, our stop loss was 2 points and our target was 5 points. So based on that, it is checking, and as soon as either my stop loss or target will get hit, it will actually exit the entire strategy also. So in this example, as you can clearly see, what we have been able to do is we have been able to get that LTP from the WebSocket into a variable, and that variable is this here. And now once we have that as a variable, we can play around with it. So this is how actual strategies work. So this is a live algo strategy, as you can say. It's a very straightforward strategy, but I hope you understand that it's working perfectly. So you can check out the code. I think it will give you a very good idea of how coding works. At the top, you will also see that since we had run we also have the WebSocket for the orders, it gave us the order response, the trade response, all those response also got. So we got all those response from the order WebSocket as well. So I hope you enjoyed this code. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.